Hello there, welcome back to Empire of the Romans. Last time well, we managed to get into England. We managed to get into England with Northumberland and Scotland, both vassals. And the plan, of course, will be to some degree to continue this. Patriot Protestantism entrenched with Protestant over more and more Catholic countries. Well, we'll see. Anyways, as I was saying here, we currently have taken a foothold in England, and they will most likely go down rather quickly, to be perfectly honest. And we have also basically taken care of France, or mostly taken care of France. We still have some minor issues that need to be, sorted out. We're currently fabricating claims on Britain here, because we do need to take their land. I'm a little bit unsure if I want to just actually get rid of Croatia, more or less right away, and I think I actually do. It's not because I simply want to get rid of them per se, but it's because I'm thinking of actually taking a province here and creating Styria, since it is, well, they have a lot of coals. I can use them to eat Venice to some degree, and I can always just feed Hungary and whatever in this area to them. For instance, I could take them Serbia as a new vassal. They also still have some cores, and thus it's a lot more potential there. So I'll start improving relations with Croatia, but it's not set in stone that I will do as I've said. Second of all, we are reinforcing our army. I decided to leave mercenaries be once and for all. I'll still not be adding cannons to my armies. They will be added at a later date, most likely once we get to Corin and Pedrero. Then I'll add 8,000 cannons to each one of my armies here. We still have the 3,000 men mercenary army down in Arguin, and that's basically because it's needed to simply protect the settlement. So that's fine. Other than that, there's not really much to do. We are going to fight, as you can see here, Castile pretty soon, I think. But I think I'll just wait mostly and see if I can actually deal with these or reinforce the Andalusian patriots, because I am feeling that Leon and potentially Armagnac here will just screw them over by sieging their land, for instance. So we want to be careful there and not put ourselves in an awkward position, if you will. But we'll look at that later. As you can see now, we have a 64,000 men army more or less ready here to defend ourselves with, and I'm actually just going to place them in the border regions. That should be enough to defend myself, and if I need to, I'll just go a tiny way into Austria here and kick their ass. Now, Austria is allied with Brittany, Ansbach, Brandenburg, Lorraine, Freya, and Venice. So I don't really have any allies that we do want to fight right now, so we'll just declare war on Brittany. Right up. There's no need for us to declare war on anything else, and I'm pretty sure they don't have any cores on the area we are, coring right now, so that should also be fine. It's going to be interesting to see how Austria will actually deal with this, but troop-wise we have a tremendous advantage. We are basically 100,000 versus half that, so we're in a wonderful advantage here, and we're already going to get rid of a major part of that army by slaughtering a 10,000 men. Or where the hell are you guys going? Are you actually running to Austria? Or do Brittany have land somewhere else I can't annex them in this war? I have a new heir, Leonardo, 045. Not the best, but it works. Did they seriously run to Austria, or do they have some land here that I do not see? I don't think so. Ulm is still around though. Palatinate is apparently doing fairly alright. Bavaria, not so good. Lorraine doing fairly alright. Trier as well. The Pope is now in Berg, which is interesting. Balearis has been converted, and again, I'm just going to keep on converting the land more so than anything else. I do have some French patriots here, but they're of no concern. And so far, I haven't actually seen a single Austrian troop. Well, there's an army here that I actually need to go and counter. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they actually did run into. I'm pretty sure here they actually did run into the. They actually covered that army pretty nicely. I'm pretty sure they actually ran to, as I said, the Austrian lands and recovered, because again, I can't see a Brittany province in the area, unless they have a vassal or something they are currently retreating to, but as you can see, I can't see a single Brittany province, so I'm probably pretty damn sure that in this case it's them running to Austria. Yeah, you can see they stopped there. So that is a that's annoying as hell. To be perfectly honest, that's just annoying, more so than anything else. But it's fine. And again, I think we are just going to declare war on Castile as well. They're allied with Portugal. They have Aragon in the Union, and I'm a little bit unsure if I'll actually take out Portugal per se, because as long as they have their capital in Europe, they'll end up creating, well, creating funny things. Let's just say that. And yeah, I think that should be fine. So, funnily enough, here the Patriots can't really do anything thanks to how this is working. So I think we'll just go for take Burgos. I think we'll take La Manca. Yeah, we'll take La Manca, and then we can, if my vassals don't kill off the Andalusian Patriots that's been here forever, then we can actually just isolate the area and then make everything work to our advantage. So let's just go for Madrid, because we're going to be handing the most land over to Leon here. And again, I'm pretty sure that we can deal with this war simultaneously with the war we're running right now. Shouldn't be an issue. So I'll be sending one army down to Castile just to destroy the armies in play, and that should be perfectly alright. And again, I'm going to start more or less all-out war, try and get a straight-up border here, and then just start marching east once we have secure the mainland. And it's going to be a fun little, well, brutal rush, if you will. And again, all three of these, I think, yeah, all of them are attacked behind me, so I do have a slight advantage in that regard. I think, I hope, I pray, but we'll see how this goes. It should be fairly straightforward. And once Britain has been sieged, we'll send this army down as well to help out. Boom, Portuguese army destroyed. So yeah, we do have a fairly substantial advantage here. I don't think I want to actually challenge any. Well, rebel armies per se. I will not challenge any rebel armies. I'll leave that in the hands of, as you can see, Granada, for instance. They can do a very good job of that on their own, I think. I'm pretty sure. And again, yeah, the army is actually running into, well, nasty territories here. Hopefully I can get there before the change of the month, and I did, but still, we have to fight here. Siege of Constance is over, so basically Austria resieged some land, but it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Gracious done some good work. Hejaz is actually invading Austria. Are you kidding? Hejaz is invading Austria. I never thought I'd see this happen in ever. There's a Hejaz army in the middle of Austria. Why is there a Hejaz army in the middle of Austria? They're allied with the Ottomans, and yeah, it's actually the Venice declared war a little while ago on the Ottomans, and that's really why Hejaz is here. And I find that hilarious. But anyways, I'll just keep on with this little siege, or whatever you want to call it, and hopefully the war will be over rather quickly here. We'll just see how it goes. Salamanca will be a target again, just to isolate the rebels and thus give Granada 2 more provinces for free. So hopefully that will work out to my advantage. As you can see, I actually decided to challenge a superior, basically, Austrian army, and it ended up in a victory, even though I did have some negative modifiers. I turned my ruler into a general, Lucino. 5 shock and 3 maneuver is actually really good in the current situation, and with, again, I do have a military advantage, because Austria, no, I don't have a military advantage, we're actually the same tech, so I'm a little bit surprised that we won that, but it worked very, very well. And as you can see in, well, with the Spain, or sorry, the Austria team going, it's basically done game here, I dare say. We're basically done. The goal will be, of course, I don't think I'll actually want to take that much, because this will definitely bring their prestige down. Apparently I failed to conquer Treviso. Did it switch hands? Aquileia! Hello! How did that happen? Aquileia has returned or been created, and with that I lost everything. Venice, you are definitely looking to be a potential target for vassalization here. Oh, you do have a lot of claims on the Ottoman lands. So I guess that makes sense as to why the war was declared in the first place. But I'll go ahead and just continue the sieges, I hope. And worst case scenario, I'll just have to make a peace before I get to, well, the point where I want to be. But basically here, it seems like it's most likely to since it's very likely that the Spain War will end before the Brittany War, basically just because of Austria's stubbornness. But we're looking fairly good, I dare say. Improve relations with Aquileia, claim Constance, or construct a Grand Fleet. I think we'll just claim Constance. That works. And it's actually this one here, so we'll have to wait until the war's done to claim it, which I think might make it fail. We'll just have to wait and see. But how are you doing in terms of giving me what I want? Can I? Oh, I cannot transfer control of it because it's under a siege. So we actually need to deal with the noble rebels that Castile has, unfortunately. So I choose you too, because I don't care what happens to good old Portugal here. I kind of want to keep their capital in Europe just for a little while longer, more so than anything else. I'll just wait for the siege of these three provinces to end, and then I'll see what I actually end up with in terms of a peace deal. Hopefully, advantage to me. We'll just see how it goes. So, as you can see here, all of Castile has been sieged. Unfortunately, here, Granada did decide to take Cordoba, but that's not actually an issue because we can just, well, do that and then they will siege Cordoba for us without any problems whatsoever. I'm a little bit unsure yet what I actually want to go for in terms of land, but I could go for just this deal right here. Basically, everything here will be handed over to vassals, and I think that will work very well. Castile will be weakened, Aragon might actually break free, and thus I can just either annex them or hand them over to someone else. Castile will be a one province minor, because rebels will easily break free the other part here, and it's basically a very good deal. But aggressive expansion wise, I am going to get in trouble with Europe. So we are getting closer to that first coalition, I think. But yeah, this is the deal we'll be going for. We'll be hurting Castile quite a bit. Leon is basically coming to a level where I want to consider getting rid of them, because sort by, well, army size, etc. They, as you can see, Leon has a liberty desire of 29%, and it's basically just mostly because they have a total base tax of more than 60%. And as you can see, a liege diplomatic reputation basically means that if I don't keep my reputation high, I could get in trouble with my vassals, and that is of course something I really need to take into considerations here, because of the fact that every time I annex a vassal, I'm going to be losing some for a while. Potentially, I might have to go for a diplomatic reputation guy more or less every year, just to keep myself afloat, which could of course become a major concern and a major issue that I need to well, consider in the future. So I think Leon has potentially here, well, done what is necessary. I should probably, rather than Granada right now, go for, or sorry, Croatia, go for an annexation of Leon pretty soon. And to be perfectly honest, I think that is actually, well, a very good idea. Now, when Queen Joanna here dies, so will the Union, and funnily enough, there will be a war between Castile and Portugal if the Trastamara here dies, so it could be interesting in the future. But we have the Andalusian Patriots, and if they actually flip and become Granadan troops, the Granadan power here will skyrocket, and they might actually kick my butt. So I have to see what they actually end up with there. And apparently Granada does not have the base tax to actually be pissy towards me. Apparently. Not right now anyways. So I have no idea why it has more than 60 total base tax. Granada must have more than 60. 10, 15, 17, 23. Okay, so I probably don't actually have more than 60, so that's a little bit interesting. But it also means that any vassals bigger than 60 will become most likely a problem child, if you will. Now, how about you give me some war reparations, Austria? Or perhaps I should humiliate you. Nope, can't humiliate them. War reparations, it works, and I don't want you to be allied with Venice anymore, because I will probably attack them. I don't want to drag you into it, because it takes forever to get done with it once you're in it. And there we go. Austria's out of it. Brittany can hopefully be annexed. I can just go for full annexation. Wonderful. Get them gone in one go. Very good, very perfect. And unfortunately, yeah, the coring cost for the nation is actually incredibly high, since I did not consider the legacy of Breton independence, which makes it very expensive. unfortunately, but it's just how things are. But as you can see here, right after annexing a nation here, the only reason why I actually have unrest is at the current point due to the fact that I have war exhaustion and overextension. If not, they will not rebel. I can basically conquer a lot of land up towards 100% overextension every time, and I'll never have any rebels. That is the current situation, but there's a couple of things to consider there, because one of the reasons, of course, I have an advice that gives one of those -3s. Legitimacy, Imperial Integrity are two others that give -3. They're very important. Now, Reichsregiment also comes for the whole Roman Empire, so I want to keep that in mind as well. And third, Local Traditions -2 comes from my idea sets, so that will also, I'll also get another boost here of -2 as soon as I take my next idea. So we're looking really good in terms of keeping everything going, and I'm actually considering, again, not taking religious, potentially taking quantity here just to supply my manpower, because that I think will be the biggest concern, if you will, against a prolonged war. Now, funnily enough, we were going to be able to attack, well, England before we attack France again, so that's wonderful. I think next time we're actually going to attack England, and I might consider starting going through Aquileia and basically setting my sights eastwards. And Lyon will most likely be annexed as well, except for Lisbon here. They're basically expanded, or they're not useful anymore. Let's just go with that. And it should give me a pretty good boost to the economy. And I should probably not bother with that, funnily enough, because again, I do already have a very healthy economy. I have 34 ducats in plus. I'm earning that each month, granted 60 land is spoils of war. But from my vassals, I'm getting 10 ducats. I'm getting 143 right now in war reparations a month, and I'm making a lot of money in both taxes and production. So I'm not in a position where I need to currently need to focus. Religious-wise, we have started converting some things. We have a couple of Orthodox islands because they're easy to convert. We also have Navarra, Avignon, and basically that's it. So yeah, we're looking good in that aspect, and I'm also tempted to actually try and go after the Ottomans pretty soon. And the reason for that is really simple. By going after the Ottomans pretty soon, I'll be able to keep the land being Orthodox. What I'm tempted to also do here is again annex Croatia and vassalize Serbia instead. And the reason for that is actually really simple. Serbia is already Orthodox. I can just use them as I want. And second of all, I can actually peacefully vassalize these guys, as you can see here. So I can peacefully vassalize them, and then I can eat up Bosnia, the Ottoman lands, Wallachia, Hungary, Transylvania, and basically create a blob here, a Serbian blob, that I can then use for future conquests. So that could definitely work. But we'll do that next time. I will, however, start the annexation of a vassal. We'll be starting the annexation. It will cost me 84 diplomatic power, which is hilarious a little. And as you can see here, it'll make people less, well, content with me, which means that I should probably consider creating a couple more armies. But again, manpower is kind of being the limiting factor right now, and I need to take that into account. But we'll continue this next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and we'll go after England next time in order to grow both Scotland and also Northumberland. Scotland we can probably grow by basically just blocking England and inciting some unrest, so that seems interesting. And of course Ireland will probably hand it in its entirety to Scotland, and we'll probably take these 3, 4, 5 provinces again to Northumberland just to cut off the Scottish area. But we'll do that next time. Bye.